In this subject, we have divided our course into 8 modules, and depending on the topic contents, each module again have been divided by few lectures. Finally, I have planned to complete the course of Control System 1 by 25 lectures. Hello, my dear students. In the last lecture, I have discussed the measure of relative stability, gain margin, and phase margin for Nyquist plot. Today, I am starting 24th lecture of course on control system 1. Now, in the present lecture, I will try to cover Nichols chart, concept of resonant frequency of peak magnification. I will try to cover concept of resonant frequency of peak magnification and Nichols chart. Course outcome CO3. Understand the concept of feedback system and controllers. Design compensators in frequency domain. Objectives. After studying this chapter, student will be able to understand the resonant peak magnitude and resonant frequency. Understand the stability analysis on Nichols chart by constant M and N circles, and determine the stability of frequency response system. Resonance frequency of peak magnification. It is denoted by Mr. Resonant peak in frequency response corresponding to the peak overshoot in the time domain transient response for certain values of damping ratio. So the resonant peak and peak overshoot are correlated to each other. Frequency domain specification are the measures of the performance and characteristics of a control system. The specifications are resonant peak magnitude, symbol is MR, resonant frequency, symbol is omega R, gain margin, short form is GM, phase margin is PM. So resonant peak magnitude means the resonant peak magnitude is the maximum value of the magnitude of the closed loop frequency response system. And resonant frequency means the frequency at which the system has maximum magnitude is called resonant frequency. In last lecture, I have discussed gain margin and phase margin. So consider the second order system. Here zeta is the damping ratio and omega n is the natural frequency of oscillation. Putting S equal to j omega, and this is the real part and this is imaginary part. And let omega by omega n is considered u. So this is the T j j omega equation. Then magnitude from this equation. This is the phase angle from this equation. Y equal to minus tan inverse imaginary part by real part. This is the output equation. So output equation, that means output response of the system, is equal to magnitude into sine omega t minus phase angle, this phase angle of this value. Make a table where consider u is equal to 0, then magnitude is 1 and phase angle is 0 degree. Similarly, put u equal to 1, then this magnitude is equal to 1 by 2 zeta and phase angle is minus 90 degree. When consider u equal to infinity, then magnitude is 0 and phase angle is minus 180 degree. Already I have made this table. Then draw the figure magnitude versus u. When u equal to 0, then this magnitude is 1. Then u is 1, then this magnitude is 1 by 2 zeta, where consider zeta equal to 0.707. So this is the curve, and when zeta less than this value, then we get this curve. When u equal to infinity, then magnitude is 0. So this point is this is the maximum magnitude, is MR. The frequency at which UR is the maximum magnitude. This is the peak magnitude. UR is called the normalized resonant frequency. When U equal to 0, then this phase angle is 0 degree. U equal to 1, so this phase angle is minus 90 degree. U is infinity, then this angle is touch the minus 180 degree. This is the phase angle plot, angle versus U. The frequency at which M has maximum value known as omega R. So U is equal to consider omega R by omega N. For maximum frequency, taking maximum magnitude, so dm by du equal to 0. So from this equation, calculate UR. For maximum point, this U is considered UR. Then we get U equal to this value. Then this value putting in magnitude, then we get this magnitude equation. Then this is the phase angle when UR equal to putting this value. This MR is called resonant peak. For step response of second order system, maximum overshoot MP is equal to this equation. And damping frequency of oscillation omega D is equal to omega n root over 1 minus zeta square. These MP and omega D already calculated from time domain analysis. So omega R divided omega D, this is the result. Then from this equation omega R equal to this. This is the correlation between time and frequency response system. For small values of zeta, the damping frequency and resonance frequency are nearly same. Hence, for large value of omega R, time response is faster. It is clear that both MR and MP are the function of zeta, and zeta increases for both MR and MP are decreases. But the MP is limited to 1 and MR having very large values. constant M circles, that means constant magnitude locus. Consider a unity feedback system with closed loop transfer function T is equal to this. For sinusoidal transfer function, replace S by j omega. Since j omega is a complex number, we can write in a rectangular form. For a simplicity, let us denote it. This is equal to S and this is equal to Y. Then Tj omega is equal to x plus jy divided by 1 plus x plus jy. Taking magnitude, then squaring of both sides. Then these are multiplied, then divided 1 minus m square of both sides. Then adding m square by 1 minus m square whole square, this term in both sides. Then equation 2 is the equation of circle. That is, the center is m square by 1 minus m square 0 and radius is m by 1 minus m square. If m equal to 1, the equation 2 is not defined. Then the equation 1 becomes this value. So x equal to, we get minus half. This is the equation of a straight line parallel to y-axis and passing through the point minus half and 0 in the gj omega plane. Then make a table for different values of m. This is the center and this is the radius for these different values of m. When m equal to 1, this is the x equal to minus half straight line parallel to y-axis. Then draw the m circle for these values of m. For 0.3 of magnitude, this is the circle. This radius is 0.329 and the center is 0.0980. That means this is the right hand side of this line. If this is 0.5, this is the next m circle. And so on. Similarly, when m equal to 1.2, this is the another m circle. This center is negative side and this radius is minus 2.72. So we have seen that the loci are symmetrical with respect to m equal to 1. The m circles for m greater than 1 are in the left hand side of this line, m equal to 1, and m less than 1, the constant m circle are on the right hand side of this m equal to 1 line. This m is the magnitude of the closed loop frequency response. Constant m circle is not depends on the GS. If draw a polar plot, then this intersection of this gj omega and that is Nyquist plot and constant m circle, the value of magnitude m for a difference values of omega. This M circle, which is tangent to the Gj omega plot, will give the value of resonance peak MR, and resonance frequency at that point is omega R. Consider a unity feedback closed loop transfer function. This is the sinusoidal form, and this is considered x plus jy divided by 1 plus x plus jy. Already I have discussed this. Then from this equation written here, phase angle. So this is the phase angle equation. From this equation we get value of tan theta. Let us consider this tan theta is equal to n. So n equal to this value. From this equation we get this equation. Add this term to both sides and we get this value. This is the equation of circle, and the center of the circle is minus half and 1 by 2n, and radius is the root over 1 by 4 plus 1 by 2n whole square. For different values of theta, we get different values of n, and then find the center and the radius. For different values of theta, n circle are drawn. This center is always minus 0.5, that means minus half. So this center is always at a distance x equal to minus half, and y depends upon the phase shift. All the circle passes through minus 1 as well as 0. Gain adjustment by M circle. Consider a triangle AOC. AOC. Then sin theta, this angle theta, is equal to AC by OA. This total angle is 90 and this angle is 90 minus theta. These two are equal. Where AC is considered radius of the circle. We know that this formula is m by 1 minus m square. So draw a circle. OA is the center from this origin. So this OA equal to m square by 1 minus m square. So sin theta is AC by OA. So write this equation. Then sin theta equal to we get 1 by m. And OB equal to OA minus AB. And from this triangle ABC, this is right angle. So AB equal to AC sin theta. Then this is OA, AC is this value, and sin theta is 1 by m. So this is equal to minus 1. So OB is the magnitude from this straight line, that means this tangent to this horizontal line. Thus, the point B represent the point minus 1 plus J0 in the GH plane and gives the vector by which the gain can be adjusted to obtain desired aim. Numerical solution problem. The open loop transfer function with unity feedback system is given. Determine the value of k when m equal to 2. Assume k equal to 1 and then draw polar plot. We know sin theta equal to 1 by m and here m equal to given 2. Then theta equal to calculated 30 degree. Then draw a line at 30 degree from negative real axis. Then draw a circle that is tangent to both polar plot and this OC line. Draw the line from point C perpendicular to the negative real axis and intersects at minus 0.06 and 0. So this B point is equal to the minus 1 plus J0 point. That's why this 0.06 into K, this is equal to 1. So from this equation calculate K equal to 17. Nichols chart. A Nichols chart displays the magnitude in dB plotted against the phase in degrees of the system response. Nichols charts are useful to analyze open and closed loop properties of seesaw system. Constant magnitude locus that are M circle and constant phase angle locus that are N circle are the fundamental components in design of the Nichols chart. The constant M and constant N circle in G omega plane can be used for the analyze and design of the control system. However, the constant M and constant N circle may be plotted in gain phase plane. Gain phase plane is graph having gain in decibel along the vertical axis and phase angle along the horizontal axis. The M and N circle of G omega in the gain phase plane are transferred into M and N contours in the rectangular coordinates. A point on the constant M circle in G omega plane is transferred to gain phase plane by drawing a vector direct from the origin of G omega plane to a particular point of M circle, then measuring the length in dB and angle in degree. The critical point in G omega plane corresponding point of 0 decibel and minus 180 degree in gain phase. The plot M and N circle in gain phase plane is known as Nichols chart. This is the axis for gain in dB. This is the axis for phase angle in degree. Presently, these charts are not available in the market. They can be easily plotted with the help of a computer. The Nichols plot is named after the American engineering N. B. Nichols, who formulated this plot. Nichols plot technique is however also used in designing of DC motor. The constant M and N loci in GH plane may be transferred to gain phase plane. Let us consider a M circle. m equal to constant, say m1. Consider a point A on this M circle and join A to origin of the GJ omega plane. The magnitude of phasor OA in dB and the phase angle in degree, this is calculated, say phi 1. So this phi 1 is measured. These values of the length and angle are coordinate of the corresponding point in gain phase plane. So this is considered 20 log G1, that means OA, this magnitude, and this phi 1 is this. Then we get this point A in gain phase plane. Similarly, another point, consider B, and taking this magnitude and phase angle is measured phi 2 and draw in the gain phase plane. The same procedure may be used to map the constant n loci in GH plane to the gain phase plane. Nichols coordinate system plot magnitude in dB and angle in degrees with origin at 0 dB and this is minus 180 degree. It is to be noted that the critical point minus 1 plus J0 of the polar plot is mapped into the Nichols chart as the point 0 dB minus 180 degree, and this is becomes origin. Nichols chart symmetrical about minus 180 degree axis. The M loci are centered about the critical point 0 dB minus 180 degree. The M and LOC repeated for every 360 degree angle. This is minus 90 degree, this is minus 180 degree, this is 270, and this is also minus 360 degree, and this is starting is 0 degree. And there is a symmetry at every 180 degree interval. Then in this, this is the summary of Nichols chart, and draw the polar plot in gain phase plane. Then these GJ omega locus tangent to this M circle. So this M equal to consider MR. Because this point gives the resonant frequency. That means this resonant frequency gives the maximum magnitude. That means a resonant peak value of the closed loop system. This polar plot crosses the minus 180 degree axis and this is 0 dB line. So this one is the gain margin. And this polar plot crosses 0 dB line. So these two minus 180 degree angle. So this is phase margin. And this point is called gain crossover frequency. Similarly, this point is called phase crossover frequency. And from this Nichols chart, draw a closed loop frequency response plot. So this point is the maximum peak resonant value at the resonance frequency omega r. The Nichols chart is used to find the closed loop frequency response from the open loop frequency response system. This is the frequency response plot. The sources and references that I have used to prepare this video lecture are enlisted here. Today I have completed frequency domain analysis of linear system. Next lecture is coming soon on new module, temperature control and liquid level control. Please follow the lecture. Thank you.